I think that's how I turn the microphone off. It has been a minute since I've done this, but I am very happy to be back. Oh, look at that. There's feedback and everything. Okay, let's just turn that right down. I'm honestly not one of those people that has to watch myself on stream. I don't even like hearing myself, but we'll get over to the creative dashboard here. There we go. Okay. Well, that was a happy accident. That now tells me that I am live. Yes, it has been a minute. The last time we were here, we had finished up Jedi Survivor, which is an amazing game. I am well on my way to platinuming, sure, that game. I've just got Kobo left to get all the stuff. I'm at like 99.4 or 0.6%. Just clean up. I don't know about 9, 10, 9, well, I guess 9 because the platinum trophy counts as 1, but you get that when you complete the second last one. So either way, very close to platinuming that. Also close to platinuming Miles Morales. I'm getting ready for October. I don't know if CitizenSleeper here is going to take us to October. Probably not. But CitizenSleeper 2 might be out by then. I know that was announced. I don't think a release date has been announced. And yeah, we've had a couple stop and starts with CitizenSleeper. First, I had it on Steam. Well, I still have it, but my 5-year-old computer, brand new to me, but 5 years old, wasn't able to really handle streaming. I mean, it's a Mac, it's nice, it does everything else, but I guess clearly it's not a streaming computer. So that just kind of went away, and it was even not that great to play it without trying to stream, so I kind of let it go. And then, lo and behold, it was announced for consoles and PS5. And as any of you returning people, the one viewer, may know, I broadcast from my PlayStation 5, so I can get a lot better quality and functioning audio, all these problems that a middle-aged man who tries to stream runs into. And yes, and speaking of streaming, why I'm streaming at all, especially at my age, is I am fundraising for Extra Life, specifically for Sick Kids Toronto. And I am part of, this is my 6th year with Extra Life. I'm part of the Extra Life Toronto team. They're fantastic people. You can often see me harassing Cyberwolf Jimmy's stream when he's live. Poor Jimmy. And he's in the middle of Final Fantasy 16 right now. Honestly, I'm not touching Final Fantasy 16 until Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth is done. I can only handle a Final Fantasy at a time. So yeah. And from what I've seen of 16, I'm not nearly as intrigued by 16 as I am by Final Fantasy 7. I think Rebirth is the next one. So, but that's January. That's even further away than Spider-Man. Basically, we are now killing time till Spider-Man. There is a theme this year for all my games that I've chosen, is a space theme. And Spider-Man may blow that up. Venom, in the comics at least, and in a lot of his iterations, is an alien life form. That kind of counts as space. But with Insomniac, I'm not sure how they're doing it. We don't know exactly what the Venom symbiote is in the Insomniac universe. It's a brilliant way they're doing it. I'm actually more interested in Insomniac storylines than I am the now that the Avengers is pretty much done with the Marvel MCU. But anyway, that's a whole other topic for probably a whole other platform. We are doing CitizenSleeper. We're going to do a proper playthrough. One for sure, maybe more. Who knows what else will distract me as we patiently wait for Spider-Man 2. So here we go. We're going to start a new game. Yeah, we'll leave that one where it is. So yes. Anyway, as I said, Extra Life streamer for Sick Kids Toronto. I'm a two-time leukemia survivor as a child, thanks to them. And you know, I had my own personal way of giving back to them. And 6 years ago, thanks to being a fan of Rooster Teeth at the time, I came across their amazing 24-hour Extra Life streams, and it absolutely blew me away, especially Jack, his passion for it, him and Katie, his passion for it, and then obviously their contacts with it's in Texas. I can't remember the name of the Texas hospital, but the administration over at the Texas hospital, how much they were involved as well. And I thought this is great. And then I found out Canada, it's Extra Life is in Canada as well. It's not, as usual, this is just a US thing. And so even further from that, I found out I could specifically choose Sick Kids Toronto, the hospital that saved my life twice. So it was a no-brainer to be doing this. And at first, I just did the 24-hour stream, which happens in November. And then I started, once I kind of got into it, I'm playing these games anyway. I never stop playing video games, so why not bring everybody along? Especially, I'm going to be playing the games I'm interested in playing, which more often than not is not the current trend. Unless it's something like Spider-Man. Pardon me, or Jedi Survivor, which is all fantastic and wonderful. So I've already got plans for next year, but we're still focusing on this year, and I guess, I don't know, operator, extractors, hard vacuum sleepers, sign extractor, confident, self-sufficient, and high level of endurance. So the very first time I played, I believe I went operator, and I really can't remember because it all ended sadly with the whole not good enough computer debacle. And I think I tried machinist on the I think machinist was first and then it was operator. I already can't remember what the menu said, the screen before. Repairs and modifies, I might say industrial, usually diligent, careful, and structured people. I'm pretty sure I have not tried extractor yet. So perk is sunbathe, dice action allows energy recovery at home. I mean, if I get that right off the bat and don't have to build towards it, that's great. Self-sufficient, high level endurance. Yeah, let's try extractor this time. So anyway, all the links for Extra Life, my Facebook fundraiser page, information on Extra Life, there's a link in there too. You'll see all of that in the description. If you are new right now, the one viewer, or catch this later, of course you can always reach out to me, Ridden72 on Twitter while it's still around, also on Instagram, also on Threads. I have Threads now. It's part of Instagram, so I'll just make sure. I'm not sure what Threads is yet, but anyway, Twitter's right now is the best way, or drop a message on my Facebook fundraiser page. All of that, I'm alerted immediately with that kind of stuff. If you have questions about Extra Life, questions that I would hope you would ask. It's no joke donating money you've earned, part of your paycheck. Prices, I mean, around here in Canada, I'm out in Nova Scotia. I am from Toronto, but I live in Nova Scotia now. Gas prices just went up because reasons. Bullshit reasons, I'm sure. Nothing is cheap. Nothing is cheap anymore. So, of course, you want to know exactly how everything is applied. Everything I get, I'm not keeping anything. It's all going right to Sick Kids Toronto. So that's what happens there. When I set everything up, I cover any of the fees myself. So everything I've earned goes right to Sick Kids. So that's what happens with me. But again, any other questions about Extra Life, please ask me. If I don't know off the top of my head, I will get you the answer or get you in contact with the right information page or even somebody to email, anything like that. Please reach out. But yeah, Ridden72 on Twitter, obviously here on Twitch, Instagram as well, drop a line anywhere there, Facebook fundraiser page, and I will definitely get back to you. And then just any of the questions, be an Extra Life streamer. If you can't donate, that is absolutely fine. You can still help me out by just sharing the link. Spread the word that Extra Life exists, and you can donate to the Children's Miracle Network. You can donate to a specific hospital. You can just watch and just throw out some positive support if you happen to notice somebody on Twitch is an Extra Life streamer. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic people on the Extra Life side and the Sick Kids Hospital administrator side. It's all pretty great. So anyway, that's the spiel. I haven't done that spiel in like a month and a half, maybe 2 months. It's been a while. So Extractor, we're going to start off with a +1 to Endure, -1 to Intuition, I suppose. Approach problems with awareness. I guess because I'm just so work-focused. And a 0 to, well, let's see. -1 work with digital, oh yeah. Okay, I definitely did Operator the second time, working with digital interfaces. +1, -1, approach problem head on. Yeah, no, we're gonna try Extractor. See what's up. There'll be a lot of throat clearing and sipping of beverages because I'm gonna read all this. So we're gonna stream probably till about, it's 7 o'clock my time right now, probably till 9. I'm an AEW fan, so I will be watching Collision. That's just a free ad for AEW, that certainly doesn't need my help. So we're gonna cut the stream in time for that. But for sure, we'll be back to the Weekend Warrior schedule. Definitely be streaming on the weekend at the very least one day, and depending how involved I get with the game, like if I did with Jedi Survivor, I just stream throughout the week, shirking any other middle-aged responsibilities that I have. Because that is an awesome game, and I can't wait to play it on New Game Plus. I might stream that as well, but we'll see. Anyway, the first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect. The delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. Who are you? Nobody knows. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Think of that body, forget that body. Yeah, I have no idea what I started with last time. Odd number. Leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell one from the other. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. Resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now there are thousands of them. Remember the plan, remember the others. Let's see. Shall I be cold and calculating, or just kind of mission focused? If there's no plan, I can't save anybody else. Yeah, remember the plan. You most remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves into containers, then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. Simple enough. Some were lost in the shaft, others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid. You might freeze solid long before you reach any destination. Wait for the cold. Try to rest. No, we're gonna do this wrong. We're gonna try to rest. It is stupid hot in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia right now, so there is a fan on. I know I can hear it a little bit through my headset. Hopefully it's not super annoying, because I really don't want to turn it off. I'm a winter person. I think I really need to move to like the furthest north end of the Northwest Territories or something. But anyway, try to rest. But you are restless. Well, yeah, it's hot around here. I wish it was cold. It has been a long time since you left, surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of the damage to your legs, your right arm. You've been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body is still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You would spend much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Time passes, the cold creeps in further. Oh, I'm there. Yeah, cold. You feel something. No. Warmth. No, not warmth. It's too much warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints released from their rigor. Sound, too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Okay. Oh. A pulse. Then light, white as the cold, softer and softer, until in a haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. You are out. Hey! Dragos, pragmatic and private salvager. Oh, look at that. Well, I got nothing to give him, so. It's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. You're surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, Sleeper, you all thawed yet? Strong silent type? Almost. I'm not that guy. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance. Okay. New frames must have better perseverance in sub-zero vacs. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech, his headset with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones, phonetically, perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. See, now I'm just going to compare everything to BD1, right? Excuse me. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment, or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. Yeah, curiosity. What happened to them? He ignores your question. Great. I want to ask what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation. I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you are just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. Well, that's nice. You nod along, you remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells, the promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are the things you know, but not the things you feel. You are no longer that person, you are an offshoot, a copy. What you know isn't. Well, hold on. What you know is what's ahead. At least the last one did. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's not the same for any sleeper who makes it out. Asenarp wants. Esenarp wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well, then no one can. I'm trying to read too fast, I think. Must be my problem. I do the same thing with typing. You remember that too, or at least remembers it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence. A built-in independence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down. Separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, Sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The Eye is the best place you could be right now. The Eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with, he trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap since these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion. Fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Ugh. Emotion. The worst. Alright, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Drago stalks back into the Rex, his drones already converging on a rusty Hulk, plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as it returns to work. Welcome to Erland's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. Select locations with the directional pad and X. Continue. Also, another shout out to Psych Diver, another fellow streamer. It's his fault that I even learned that CitizenSleeper existed, and now I'm hooked into it because this is tapping right into my memories of like choose your own adventure novels when I was a kid, and also kind of like old, okay, this is even before my time, but old-timey radio shows. You know, like the original War of the Worlds and stuff like that. I listened to The Shadow, I listened to Adam 12, Dragnet. Even lately, HBO or HBO Max, whatever the hell they call themselves now, they did Batman audio adventures or radio adventures. There's 2 seasons of it, and it's mostly Saturday Night Live people writing and acting it out, and it's absolutely fantastic. Like, geez, I'm just doing free ads for everybody. They're lucky it's a charity stream. Although the ad revenue could go right to... anyway. I need some kind of manager. I don't even have a moderator. Anyway, yeah, so... old-timey radio is absolutely fantastic. It lets you visualize and use your imagination, which we don't need to do a lot, you know, which another reason why I got right into Dungeons and Dragons, actually, because it kind of flexes that, and apparently I also always wanted to be an improv. I don't know. I have a 9-to-5 desk job, but either way. My hobbies are my outlets, as they should be. So yeah, this game taps right into all of that, and plus cold, creepy, desolate, kind of on the brink of survival in space kind of stuff. That's why I love the first Alien movie. I liked all the rest too, but it's, you know, that kind of stuff. What's the other one? Oh, The Thing, of course. Kurt Russell version too. That kind of stuff. Even what is it? Among Us. That, as silly as that game is, that's that kind of thing as well. What's another one? The Sphere, kind of. Event Horizon, you know, those kind of movies. And yeah, so that kind of stuff I love, and just this just taps right into it, and love that it's just basically text. Gets right into that mood. Reading is good, people. Full words, actual words and sentences. It's good practice to have. Thinking ahead, I remember in one of I got as far as getting my own apartment, and that place had a cat. It's pretty cool. I'm also a cat person. Empty container, let's go. Yeah, end cycle. Here it comes. Oh, maybe not. You wait curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find that this body... After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Ah, there. I'm cold. I need a blanket. Here you are on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Escape, getting answers. I think building my life. We're trying to move forward. Also, I need to get this done before CitizenSleeper 2 comes out, because I don't know the end of the story. I don't look anything up. Maybe you did get lucky finding yourself here. Maybe here on the edge of everything there's a life for you to build, but before you can build anything you need to learn to survive. Alright, fair enough. It'll make me choose then if you're going to yell at me if I choose wrong. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Maybe. Dragos is... Wow, excuse me. I guess I don't talk this much during the day. No, I do. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container: the mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. Oh yeah. Cup of tea and some desiccated powder, that's how I start my day. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. Hell yeah. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you, a ring like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin, a constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns burning in your mind. Yeah, if I dream, I never remember my dreams. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you've finished drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Oh, whoa, hey, there we go. Flickering. Condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by one segment each cycle, but can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. You also need to eat to survive. This is noodle shop. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you will be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at a double rate per cycle. Gotta eat, folks. Even robots. Alright. Hey, it's Dragos. He's standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Yeah, I'll be honest, not good. The drone chirps, Dragos nods. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe, he pauses. So, I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You all enough to work? Oh, sure. Alright then, he nods. At the yard, it's simple enough. We hack these old hulls down, sell them off to the shipyards or the Bright Market dealers for cryo. Occasionally, we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes up is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to the manual labor. And obviously, I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on when you turn up. Got it. I know what chits are. You all speak nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can, and Sleeper as well. But things being the way they are, for me, at the yard, I need help. Happy to. Yeah, he's not asking me questions. Why am I going to ask him questions? Okay, he pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. See you later. Time to get to work. Gotta earn the rent. Nope, sorry. There we go. Alright, so what do I want to do here? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, well, a 5 is pretty good. Back in business. Tied up in something ugly, and if he misses a payment, two things get nasty. Back in business, every someone knows they're just a lucky haul away for the next payday. Which one's the... Okay, they feed into the same thing, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so risky and safe, but I do have a 5. So I'm going to throw that into risky. So the worst I'll get is neutral. It says 50% neutral, 50% positive, so at least I'll know that'll be continued. So. Hit it. Actions often progress clocks. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So it was a neutral outcome, but we did for back in business, and I got 15 credits, or cryo, so that's fine. Now this one's safe, and we do have a 4. Oh, what happened? Find a doctor. You unlock drives. Okay. You unlock drives as you discover more about yourself in the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and track drives will have a yellow mark on locations. Okay, great. Yeah, I know. But I'm in the middle of doing something. I don't know if it froze on me or I lost where the cursor was. But anyway, so I still want to do this. So this is safe. So again, 50% positive and neutral, so this will succeed, so that's fine. Oh, and I get a +1 for that too. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, see? Endure. So because of the stats I started with, I forgot about that already. So yeah, so endure, I get a +1 to no matter to any of the dice I throw in there. So yeah, so I still made the right choice by doing 5 in the other one because I don't have anything to engineer. So yeah, so 5, so that's great. And I got a positive outcome on that, so 10 cryo and 3. Look at that, 3 filled in for there, or 2 from that one, 1 from the other one. So that's good. So that's that thing. Container, Dragos' yard, construction yards. But also, line gate, L1. Repay Dragos. Yeah, well, I don't want to do that. But yeah. We want to find that doctor, because I can't help or repay Dragos if I'm dead. So I believe that's here. No, we're not going to do intuition. Passage, plate, no, we're not doing that. Duck. No. No, it was already in there. There we go. Salvage sortie. It takes several cycles to reach the belt, return loaded. Okay, there's well, there's nothing there. Oh, okay, there's nobody docked in there yet, so there's no point for either of those. It must be in the Bright Market. I'm trying to remember. Ask for directions. Yeah. Yeah. 25% negative. Yo, we gotta roll the dice. Let's do it. Neutral. It took 6 cryo. What? Man corners you with endless stories about the eye. He asks for a donation and desperate to escape. You send him. No. Well. Oh, there's the doctor. Next comes a call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue. Yeah, your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. Hold on. So I gotta finish my tea before it gets cold. You're thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you were here, you weren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they have all made the long queue They have all made the long queue a test of your nerve. Thank you. Your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer to this body, your body will... You suppress a shiver and shuffle toward the front of the queue. You find yourself something to distract yourself. No, I don't want to look at you. Well, I don't know. Can I end up being friends with the enforcer? Yeah. The enforcer is looking down the corridor, and you dare to glance at him. His purpose is unmistakable. He is there to intimidate, to threaten, and if necessary, carry out those threats. His broad shoulders are framed with a metal exoskeleton. A culpable mirror-like implants sit below his eyes like mercury teardrops, subsidiary sense input or aesthetic markers you aren't sure. You also aren't familiar with the geometric blade-like tattoo on his arm. Oh, cool. But you make note of it. You avert your eyes when he looks back at the cube. I'm sure that tattoo will come into place. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head and you step inside. You slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the Bright Market sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment, you are transfixed by the motion. Hey, it's our buddy the doctor. Come sit, calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. Figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak, they blink, and then quickly regain their composure. Was that, like, recognition? Please sit. They gesture to the bed, then turn to open a case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compacted diagnostic scan. Well, did we know her name? A compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness unmistakably etched across their face. Damn right. How long have you been on the station, they ask, the scanner still to their eye. A few cycles? Well, I'll answer. They nod. It's good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. Diagnostic, not nastic. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. Well, that's just right to the point, isn't it? They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. Oh, okay. Give you that. Essen, ARP, doesn't like to see its property technology let loose to prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping. They built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer. which SNARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? Yes. I think I'm going to do where I don't pry. Most of, I don't know. Again, because I play D&D regularly now, for like 4 years, I'm instantly trying to take a position and make sure I hold consistent to that. It's weird. But I have fun. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of these surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and SNARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Yeah, SNARP's a real peach. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something, anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes. Hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside. You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yadigan. They are influential in the low end. They gave me the space to work, run the door, and take the profits. Profits. I don't know what is up with me today. Again, I guess I don't read out loud enough. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yadigan has connections. Smugglers from the Starward Belt, mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Yeah, why help me? Sabine walks away to the window, their face... to the window, of course. Very dramatic. Their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. So either I know her or them, or they are sympathetic to my content. You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face. But the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Alright, that's done. So this, yeah, so that's a cycle. I gotta wait 3 cycles. And then the next stage of that quest will happen. Street food vendor. Memphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables in some red-flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. I cannot stand mushrooms, but everything else sounds fantastic. I remember when I was in Toronto, one place I worked, there was a great place. I'm pretty sure it's a franchise place, but for the life of me right now, I can't remember the name of it. But they had a great stir fry that you could get with chicken. It was just like giant vegetables, rice, and then I would just get chicken and sometimes beef just mixed in with that. It was the best lunch ever that I would have. It was an office I worked at. Good times. Anyway. But yeah, no mushrooms. Mushrooms are garbage. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. Do I watch? No, I approach. I'm hungry. Join the queue. It's mostly made of off-duty salvagers. I hope I have enough. Off-duty salvagers, vac suits unzipped and rolled down to expose stained vests, grubby mods. a lattice of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food on the eye, the best drink, comparing notes on bright market dives, their words cut through with heavy spacer slang. Eventually it's your turn and you shuffle to the front. Empha speaks up in a deep, even tone without looking up. First try is free. Oh, thank you. Smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks, the earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire. Well, that's not good on a hot day like this. And your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers, Emphas says, while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. Yeah, we can do that. First, sip of my tea. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container, and the endless cycles spent within it. Now it seems you tell him like some dream that you once had but could never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and you are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually, you tail off, running out of words. I wonder if they meant trail off. No, tail off. Running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more, he smiles. But next time you pay. No, that was totally fair. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner side, and it shuts off the roar of the flame, and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. Sam is a good dude, I think. He waves you away and begins to oil the walk. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. See, in my mind, it's just all a big stir fry without fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. There we go. New drive discovered. Get to know Emphas. That's what we will. Need to install. Okay, so this is a 3-day cycle, so I'm gonna take tracking off of that, and we're gonna go back to repay Dragos, because I unwittingly advanced the story and I didn't get a chance to repay Dragos, and I didn't care for that. So, I've got really, the only dice I have left, the only die I have left is a 1, so that's crap. I already did some work for Dragos, and I met the doctor, and I met Emphas, the doctor is Sabine. So, yeah, it's a good first day. Perk, +1. It is safe. Your frames allows you to gather enough sunlight to longer you stay better. I mean, yeah, sure. Roll the dice. Ooh. Oh well. Now I think the creepy shit happens. Yep. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting, skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Let's see. I'm gonna observe it. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you see, feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It is a looped cloud with spokes and spires that jut out into space. It is an ingrown thing full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It is a system, a map, and a territory all at once. You notice a tugging feeling pulling at you insistently, as if it were like a small child. Somehow it is pulling in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back to trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes, and for a second you feel it waiting there. The station's splayed out across your mind. A storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored. And then it is gone. Oh, I got 3 dice. No, I'm not going to waste it on a little perk there. Well, actually, yeah, you know what? Because I'm not going to use that 2 anywhere else. Okay. Come on, come on. Hell yeah. And it's good because I want to go back to emphasis, but I may not have enough credits. I can't remember how much those noodles are, or the dirty mushrooms are. I only got 19 credits. I had 25. Yeah, we're getting out of here. Alright, get some time in with Dragos. Okay, so we've got some manual salvage and hull dissection. Let's do this one first. We've got a 4, so we'll use that one because we got our +1. Positive, positive, positive. Neutral, that's okay. 10 cryo, we're up to 29. We're halfway through back in business. And, okay, yes, that's the cycle clock, so we gotta get the debt in there before the cycle ends, so yeah. I want to do like 2 at a time to get this done, so save our 5 for that one. 50-50, it's going to succeed one way or the other. Positive? Positive outcome. Look at that. Okay, good. Yeah, so there we go. So that's all our dice, but let's run around exploring. Oops. Oh, we can shift the, yeah, look at that. I guess I never used the other directional pad. Joypad. Joystick. Whatever. Anyway, there's nothing docked there. Well, is there? Well, I mean, obviously there's nothing docked there, but I don't know if there's still somebody there. But I guess not. Okay. Rotunda. Old dock terminal. What's in here? Stuff to do. Okay. Worried about it yet because I don't have. Oh jeez. Yeah, what if I angle it this way, just a bit different? Oh, it changes it if I'm going to do that. All right. That's stupid. How we doing, Doc? Okay, yeah, 2 more cycles. Okay. Yeah, we just need money for that. So order fungus. It only takes 15. Okay. Fungus fans, we just gotta do that 4 times. Oh, I'm already at 44 credits. Fan-friggin-tastic. Let's talk to our new friend. Well, we're not going to do all 4 right now. That's crazy because I'm already at full over there. So, Bright Market, Explore, Engage. Yeah, we're not. Well, I can't anyway, but local knowledge. Okay. Well, I should do that at least 1 more time. Alright, nothing to do any there, so yeah, we're going to end that cycle. So that was a quick day. I'm sure we won't be haunted by anything in the night. Possibly. We don't need to do the perk. No perk. No. 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 Get back in there. There we go. Pardon the slurp. Oh no. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake. Ooh, winter. It is clearly crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, cachets of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of the thread across the ring, though through these forms, they then leap off into the void. You begin to understand the nodes. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to parse, but you begin to try. Threads or the nodes? Nodes. Let's do the nodes. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all this flow, the only solid and fixed points. You approach one, a pyramid or a triangle, dimensions are difficult here, and lean close to it. Inside, the shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange, but before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes, one leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange, see an opportunity. But then, that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see two lines, two threads, pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. Oh, first is the worst, second is the best. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A sphere shimmering above a strange, angular body. A pulse shoots from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. Ew. I didn't consent to that. The first thread leads out away from the station into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. Well, that's not good. You open your eyes. Time is short. Well, that's not good at all. Hunted. Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. Won't be long before they arrive. Oh god, I remember who it is. But oh god, no. Sweet. Baby juice, no. Alright. Nope, we're leaving. The cloud. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can also use dice and items to access systems and extract data. Data. But be careful, these networks are old and strange. Press the triangle to toggle this view on and off. Oh, look at that. Have the gate, have that. Yeah, anyway. We're not gonna fuck with that just yet. Okay. Okay, we got 2 4s and a 5. We're hooking up our boy. Gotta pay our way. Salvage +1, we'll use a 4. Positive, 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 positive. Neutral. Alright. I mean, yeah, we'll just do it again. Get that wrapped up. Boom! Okay. Salvaging is brutal work, but you take no small take no small sense of satisfaction from the ordered piles and queer yard we bombed. Good. So now there's no more work to be done here. So later, D. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures spilling from holes into the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Drago stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard. She is? I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this momentous, monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of its crew. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. No. What happened to the ship? Not my concern, he shrugs. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg? Calving? I don't think I've ever seen that word before. Oh, there you go. As it reaches the base of the yard, Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm going to need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container, the wreck of an S&R freighter, lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own, womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. It's a little poetic there. Perhaps, if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragon squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think you are up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on its side, Winter Light. Yeah, let's do it. Claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. Real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting and then slip into the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. New drive and an upgrade point. Hell yeah. R1, upgrades available. Yeah, alright. So, what do we got here? Oh. Yeah, upgrade. It's not letting me move anywhere from what I can tell. There we go. That was weird. Okay, efficient instructor. Chance to gain random scrap. I like that. We can't combat our -1 there, it looks like. So hard to kill. That takes 2. Keep 2 dice even when condition is breaking. Okay, well, let's hope we don't have to get there just yet. Transfer intercept. Chance to gain cryo on interface actions. Thrill seeker. Chance to gain energy. Well, I'm okay for energy. Plus, you know, I'm gonna be hanging out with my boy Emphas, so I think random scrap. I think resources is probably gonna be the most annoying thing to keep in stock of, so yeah, confirm. So I think now that puts me at a 0 instead of a -1 if I'm reading these charts correctly. Either way, that's good. I think that's going to be the bulk of the work that I have coming up next, is extracting stuff and everything. Alright, so we still have a 5. Okay, the dock, still a cycle away. Let's go check on our boy Emphas here. I can use a meal. Wait, hold on. Let's go back to Dragos for a second. can we start working on the dock? Huh. Now I'm thinking about jumping. That's like a million cycles. Increasingly nervous about your presence in the yard. You're not sure he's going to hold his nerve. What? That doesn't make sense. Shipbreaking is tougher than... Okay. Oh, come on. Not negative, not negative, not negative. Negative, god damn it. Well, that doesn't help. Oh, I'm sorry, Dragos. Well, that's a bad first day. Not great. Go drown our sorrows in some fungus, I suppose. Alright, that's all the die. Not a job well done, unfortunately. Two threes and a 2. Oh man. Oh god. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up. Turn. Oh, Feng. Feng is coming down the corridor towards, a wonky grin on his face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around. Just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back at the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard when you get a start on the eye. He looks away. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erwin said? The eye opens for us all. Nice idea, but well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. Erwin? We pass together in the main walkway. No one has told you about Erwin. He's the founder of this place. That's why it bears his name. Oh. Havenage should organize some seminars, he laughs. Not really my department, though. I'm with systems. Systems? Everything the eye runs on. He runs a hand along the passage wall. This place is a ruin, but systems keeps it spinning somehow. At least we try to. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you around, and well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a little proposition for you. He glances around, but this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, then, when you are settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. Pats you on the back, his voice bright, his look dark, suddenly gone. His dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Alrighty. Alright, Dragos. I admit, yesterday, we kind of fucked up at work. I apologize. Let's try and fix this. I don't know how, because it's a 2. It's a 50-50 shot, but damn it, we're gonna try. Oh god. Try it again. Oh my god. We're just full on shit in the bed. Neutral. Please. Please neutral. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay. Not good. Making rash decisions. Drown our sorrows at... Oh, good, the doctor. First thing you see in entering the glint of Toshiro's implants like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. How are we doing on time? Okay. I have it. Sabine stands with a case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how yet again they trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. I'm the test case. That seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have any other choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. Stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. Sabine holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, you think I would be better at this word considering my history, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Oh, immune system. Mine was all shot to shit way back when. Not anymore, thanks to sick kids. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs, which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. They glance away. At least if the stabilizer is genuine, the only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I'll start with a small dose to limit the risk. Okay, let's do it. I trust Sabine. Sabine cracks the glass next of the stabilizer neck. Try that again. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses the syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe and you watch as if any sign might... Trying not to burp for everybody. There we go. And you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection, but with little response. Sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness. Muffled noises, like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. Oh, I'm there. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? What happened? Stabilizer is genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yadigan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you are going to have to do that somewhere else. They gesture to the door. I have other patients, sorry. Sabine nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room, and they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. Sabine? Nothing comes free, Sleeper. Remember that. Well, I mean, I've had a first meal and a first injection. Those are free. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flicking corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Alright, good times. Let's settle that with a meal that I did not earn because my terrible workday. Oh, neutral outcome. I was able to swallow effectively. Good God. Alright. not a great day. But I am fully stable, full energy. Did not earn any of that with my terrible work day. End the cycle. Hey, we got a new follow from Abby Lincon 2004. Thank you very much, Abby. We're going to follow you back. That is incredibly generous. Thank you so much. If you can, hey, look at all those die. If you can, yeah, help out, retweet my links when I go live. I will do the same. Okay, good. We'll die. Being stable helps. Let's try to redeem ourselves at work. Oh, what is that? You know what, Fang? We got a lot to make up for in Dragos' yard here. Let's worry about your deal later. Yard clearance. Yeah, no. We got Winter Light. We're going to drop that 6 in there. We've got to get a success in here. Positive outcome. Thank goodness. Okay. Repeatable. Yeah, we're gonna drop that 5 in there. Come on. Come on. Negative. God. Arrgh. Whatever. Alright, Fang, what do you got? Sleeper. Fang catches your attention as you approach the Havenage building, leaning against a bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. Easier to come in this way, security, all that. He gives you a look, you know. Slams a button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Fang inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you, and he attacks me. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates and things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There's a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Fang leans on a server stack and gestures around you. You like it? It's a mess. It's incredible. What is all this? He taps a nearby server stack with beliefs and responds, "This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from this area of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on." Steps over to a towering block, speckled with vents. Some of these systems are built from the original station, AE1, the one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look at the Eye and think they are seeing a concrete reality. But this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origin C-stops. At least that's what I'm trying to do. Turns back to face you among the flickering machines, humming all around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can, can't you? I can see it. It makes sense, right? You're between here and there, between your people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need. You glance at the lights around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker to realign to follow your gaze. Fang notices it too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though. They are tracking me. He pats on his shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see. Access protocols, lost to time and decay, secrets, a shitload of secrets. With your help I can unlock this place, break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even in Havenage there is old growth. Those whose roots trace back into those bad old days. Oh, the bad old days, some say. You help me dredge up the past and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. He winks. What do you say, Sleeper? Yeah, I'm in. Fang pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. He meets your eye. You won't regret it, Sleeper. Calm down, buddy. Fang passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate, and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. He walks back into the front of the base. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. I sense a new drive coming on. Those above, he nods at the ceiling, have granted me an acquisitions budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. He slams the door button again. Keep it quiet, keep it clean, Sleeper. I'll see you soon. You step, blinking, back out into the passage, those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. New drive. Disable your tracker. Let's take a look at that. Fang has said he would dispose of your SNARP tracker if you can get to the bottom of his mystery first. Extract the past. Dig into old Solheim networks. Okay. Yeah, alright. Let's track Solheim networks. Hey. Avanage. Solheim. Solheim cipher. Your troll come. Solheim node then. What? I already know how to do that. Okay, so we need a 1. We got one. Bypass. Extract data. Hey! Neutral. That one's done. Solheim node. A 4. We don't have a 4. Yet again, keynode, habitage, keynode. Was that the one we just went to? 2. No, we don't have a 2. Okay, well, let me use a 3. Well, we'll see. That was the 4, yeah, okay. Habitage, keynode, just general keynodes, habitage. Oh, it absolutely has to be the 2. That's fine. Be that way. Alright. Getting out of there. Fangs Bay. Deliver the data. Solheim data. Solheim data. There we go. Okay, that's 1. Need 2 more. Sure there's no other nodes. Too little, too much. Avanage, okay. Any more we can do for you, Dragus? No, that was... yeah, that's not good. Okay, oh, wait a minute. Scrap freighters here. Buy some scrap? Unload containers. Repeatable action. Yeah, I'm not buying scrap. Let's go up to a 4. Negative. God damn it. Fire stabilizer is 100. Oh, we're not there yet. Sleeper, Memphis calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor. Tell me a story. He throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into his wok, the fire leaping up to meet the oil. I see you. Cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story. What kind? Any kind. He pauses, drizzles something from a plastic bottle into the wok, but one of yours. He looks up to you. Nothing stolen. You pause. The spice is rich in your nostrils, and you think about the kind of story you'd like to tell Memphis. You look at Memphis, the listener, and imagine he has heard it all before. Perhaps he would enjoy a strange story, something with some spice. Yeah, let's freak him out with my dreams. All the sleepers, you tell Memphis, had dreams. Some were simple, memories left over from the emulation process that had become tangled up in their minds and wouldn't come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorm scream or cry out in the night. But your dreams, those gray skeletal after-images of systems and structures of threads and patterns, weren't like the others. They weren't memories or nightmares, they were reflections of reality, distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned back then to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now, until you arrived in this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life, they slip behind your eyelids with every blink, and now you understand they aren't dreams at all, but some process of interfacing, of speaking, of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. You tell him that you do not know if there is a reason for your dreams. Perhaps you reason it is just some side effect, or particular quality of the frame you inhabit. Whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. Emma finishes cooking and squints a little at you. Sleeper, he smiles, you are quite the storyteller. He eyes you, and you realize that he is trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. Completely honest. All roll persuasion. Memphis passes you the meal he has cooked, and you take it gratefully. As you eat, he talks, a natural exchange. He's my boy. Thank you, Sleeper. He looks around at the emptying market. But my time is done for today, and do not want to keep you longer, so I will make a proposal. Oh. He gestures to the plastic boxes of ingredients stacked behind the stall. These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think a couple of cycles ago. They said that across the gap, in the Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard of this? Nope. Neither had I, but I trust the one who told me. Memphis begins packing up his things. Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap, and I worry about leaving my things behind. He smiles. I'm sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I will prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell it, be the audience for another story. Agreed. Good, booms Memphis. And I will wait for you to bring them. Memphis slides his walk away and straightens up. I will prepare a recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging. Thanks, bud. You turn away and walk back into the market. The rich taste of Memphis's food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food. You think a trade that seems more than fair. Yeah. No doubt. Okay. So we got lots and lots. Bless you. Just paranoid, investigate the wreckage. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we don't need to check the other one. We know what happens there. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, shit, fuck it, right? 50-50. Neutral! I will take it. Yeah. Still got 5 more. Oh, bloody hell. Alright. Let us end that cycle. And I think we'll go through one more day, one more cycle, and then I think we'll call it. We'll be back tomorrow for the next stream. I don't know about through the week, but definitely back next weekend. And yeah, like I say, keep to Risen72 on Twitter, while Twitter's still around. Also on Instagram, but I always post to Twitter first. And then, of course, there's my Facebook fundraiser page and all that stuff. Anyway, end the cycle. Ooh, look at all that. 5 more days. Okay, leave. Alright. Back to work. Come on, give me a positive. I mean, I'll take it, but come on, man. Positive. Negative. You son of a bitch. Positive. Thank you. Was that so hard? I don't think so. Alright. We're gonna leave that there for now. We did well. Yeah, we're not gonna mess with that. Alright. Solheim, what do you got for me? We got 4s and 3s. 4! Sweet. Solheim, Solheim. Let's go. Oh no. Uh-oh. A cloud. Apple's coming after me. As you drip back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. It's creepy as fuck. You sense a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side and stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown. Astringent processing. Resist. Oh shit, look at that thing. That's a cool tattoo. It's the Hunter. Sentient protocol unraveling. You struggle against the thread and it tightens in response. A glittering garrote. Please hold. Oh, well, that's creepy as fuck. Come on. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light, circled around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What are you? The shape paces around you on lithe legs, though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity, identify, origin, serial, cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. Yeah, Sleeper S and Harp, yeah. Unknown, known. The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature of and not of. Attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Yeah, get the fuck out. You kick off and glide away through the cloud, the threads surging after like predatory tentacles. I think it probably should have said surging after you. They follow, wrapping the space around you until you're held within a web, a tangle of webs closing in. Stop! Hunter halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity. Your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. No, I tripped on that. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I'm a person. Incorrect, you are an entity. All at once, the hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock? An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. Closed with murderous intent. Yeah, fuck you. Get out of here. You lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but a focusing. A spike of interference leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Wake up! You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. Damn. Anyway, back to my notes. So, yeah. Hunter in my brain, coming to kill me. Fun, right? That's still a 2. Damn. Okay, so... yeah, the nodes don't change, so we know that. Alright. What's going on here? All materials. Assistive shipbuilder. Yeah. No, I want to, well, we can turn in the next one of these. Oh, it's already there. Yeah, input, there we go, start action. Remember the data. Okay, leave. So we just need one more of those, that's good. We did enough in Tragos' yard there. A couple more days before that one shows up. I guess I don't have to, but I do need to eat something. What do I need for that little perk thing? Hold on. Maybe I can just save it for that. So I'm going to need 100 to get another stabilizer. 100 cryo. Where's my house? Here it is. I got a +1 for the sunbathe. Good enough. Okay. Let's see where we end up with this cycle here. 3 down. Ooh. I still don't have a 2. That's annoying. Yeah, we'll have to go get some. What is this? Scrap? Oh, it's a scrap component. Oh, okay. Well, either way. Alright, let's get this finished off. Positive, let's go. Hell yeah. Winter light, baby. Squeezed into the office at the entrance to the yard, you lay out everything you have on the winter light across the metal desk. Your makeshift forensic notes glow on Dragos' old writing slate, overlapping lines and scrawled annotations. Set of drones scans. No, sorry. Of course, why am I editing on a finished game? Obviously, those are capable people that put a video game together. Who the fuck am I? A set of drone scans fill the small terminal with a spectrum of colors, a heat map of damage and decay. A crumpled printout from the office's ship registry lies beside them. Synthetic paper so thin it is almost transparent. Printout. Oh, well, the printout. Plain list shows the registration history of the Winterlight. The gaps between the entries tantalizingly opaque. Its first registration was a couple of thousand cycles ago on this very station, logged at the central hub. From here, the registry tells the story of a busy ship, one that rarely stayed on station for more than a few cycles, and often took on voyages that kept it away from the eye for up to 100 cycles. The Winterlight got little rest. Alright, look at the monitor. Reactor failure. This is the verdict that anyone would have returned after cursory glance at these stacked heat maps of the remains of the Winterlight. On the terminal screen, the ship is shown in section blotches of color, marking the approximate damage the ship sustained. Dominating the view is a single blood-red rose radiating from the ship's fraction drive. A simple story, a catastrophic failure of the drive core leading to a fatal hull breach. A well-documented failure, likely brought on by wear or misuse. Yeah, that's fair. But you aren't looking at the rows of the reactor, you were looking at a smaller, paler mark, one that might be easy to miss at first glance. It is thumbprint-sized and delicately placed over the control servos for the ship's main external airlock. It suggests a controlled, shaped explosion, one designed to punch through the hull and allow access to the airlock from the outside. You are looking at it because it is troubling you. Look at the slate. Your attempts at a reconstruction of the Winterlight before its fatal accident consists of a series of overlapping sketches and diagrams showing possible layouts and configurations of the gutted cover. This was no off-the-shelf model. It was heavily modified, parts replaced with inventive configurations, the new retrofitted into the old handmade joints and reconditioned filters. This was someone's pride and joy, a lifetime project kept running with care and intuition. It also contained a set of hidden compartments. You missed them at first, where the hull had been thickened, the corners rounded to disguise the change, but they are there. An old ship many cycles under its belt, carefully maintained, a reactor failure preceded by a carefully concealed external entry, a suite of hidden compartments tucked away. This was the Winterlight, and this was its story. That's not the full story, because there's something else. It is a little more than a list, a tiny chunk of data you were able to pull from the ship's systems. The main systems were fried, of course, but the Winterlight had a separate system, one tucked away in one of its hidden compartments, armored, air-walled. This list, the only recoverable piece from the whole system, is a partial inventory. It details the contents. It details the contents of the hidden compartments. Some of it you recognize, some of it you don't. The ship mine, ROMs, shimmer, cryo chain codes, and then the final entry, passenger sleeper. Oh. Stare at the list on the terminal and try not to think about what it was like arriving here in the cold for so long, half frozen in the freight container. Had this sleeper been smarter, luckier? How had they convinced the Winterlight, a smuggler's ship if you ever saw one, to extract them from Essenarp? Luckier, you laugh. There had been no remains found in any of the Winterlight's compartments you had checked. They weren't so lucky, you guess, not in the end. You hold up a vial of stabilizer to the light. This was all you find in their compartment. A parting gift from the Essenarp. Well, it won't go to waste now. You put it back in your pocket. Hey, free stabilizer! I never completed this properly in my other first two failed runs. Look at me. Alright. The thought still bothers you, though. Two ships carrying sleepers coming into the same yard, one after the other. That feels wrong. You flip back and forth between data sets on the terminal thinking, and you see the thumbprint again. The mark of someone trying to get in, someone who entered the Winterlight with precision and speed, and when they were done, left the reactor to clean up the rest. The thought of that person makes you shiver. Oh shit. Dragos, man, you fucking pop out of nowhere. God damn. Suddenly, the office door creaks open. Dragos stands in the doorway, staring at the equipment and notes you have assembled. What is all this? He snatches the slate from the desk faster than you realized he could move. You run an investigation here? What am I paying you for? The drone on his shoulder starts whinnying shrilly, his anger passing through its implants. Whoa. Excuse me. Where's the ship from? Leave this alone. He starts shaking his head. I know you have a lot of questions, but this isn't the way. He turns away, muttering to himself. This is the last thing I need. This ship had a sleeper on it. Dragos freezes suddenly angry. What'd you say? He pushes past you to look at the terminal. At the list, he shakes his head. So what? Aren't all of you trying to escape? You are lucky it was you that made it out alive, not them. He folds his arms indignantly. Dragos, man. Dragos seems to steady himself and then turns back to you, the heat map of the reactor failure reflected in his headset's glassy eyes. I've given you a place to stay, I've given you work, he stumbles over the words. There's plenty others who would have sold you on, turned you in, but not me. I know. He softens. Look, you helped me too. He quiets your drone. I've done well by you, and you've returned the favor. He straightens up and clears his throat. But this obsession you have with this ship isn't going to work for me. What? Obsession? It was just... okay. Got a hair trigger there, Dragos. I can't have you making my clients nervous. I can't have you digging up whatever it is you are after. You can't work here anymore. I need the work. What What about the winter? Okay, see, if I ask about the winterlight, I'm proving his problem about my obsession, which I apparently have out of nowhere. But I do need the work. Oh, I need the work. Come on, Dragos. Fuck. Plenty of work to be had in the eye. Salvagers need off-roads, offloads in the rotunda, and yet again are always looking for crew. I'm not the only show in town. Dragos reaches across you and flicks off the terminal. As the light of the monitor dies, a kind of eerie calm falls on both of you. Whatever this was, it is done. You made it out, Sleeper. That means you have to move on. Someone killed that ship and its crew. And you want to meet them? He shakes his head. We are done here. In the dark, Dragos' headset glints, and you wish for a moment you could see his eyes and meet them. Maybe then he would understand. You get up from the desk and Dragos gathers the notes, stuffing them into a pocket of his overalls. He holds the door for you, his headset as expressionless as always. You can stay in the container, I won't take that from you. Alright, well at least there's that. Don't come back. His tone is final, definite, with an edge of disappointment. You walk out of the office, and then out of the yard, not stopping to look back. Well, I guess we're going to have to pay him back now. You leave the yard, thumbing the vial in your pocket, knowing that this, at least, guarantees you a little more time. As you walk, your mind once again drifts to that person who killed Winterlight, and whether or not that person will come for you. Upgrade points. Alright, well, you know, that's a good stopping point as any. Also, it's a good time to stop as well. But, yeah. We just got booted out. I mean, not cool. I don't think. Yeah, let's get random scrap. Chance to regain on engineer actions. Yeah. Let's upgrade that. Yeah, what a shame. Sorry, Dragos. My insane obsession that I had for one cycle just drove him nuts. What can I do? You know. Just quickly check, just in case they change. Nope, 2. I think that's the only one left. Have an edge, yeah. So I gotta wait till I have a 2, I guess. Yeah. So let's see here. Resume options. Pause. Quit the menu. Last autosave 28 seconds. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I'm very happy to be back. I have missed this, but I definitely needed the time off. I just dove right into Survivor, Jedi Survivor. It was amazing. I don't regret a second of it. I am working towards the platinum for it. I will have to go back and platinum Fallen Order as well. That's going to be hard because that map is a lot harder to work with. But anyway, that's those games. That's in the past. We are into CitizenSleeper now. We are sticking with it. We're definitely getting one playthrough done. I have no idea if there's a multiple ending situation, or depending on the archetype you pick, if there's much of a difference aside from just these stats that you begin with. I always end up trying to build out these characters as kind of even keel as possible. I mean, this is essentially a choose your own adventure kind of thing, at least that's how I see it, and that's why I'm very much into it. But yeah, so if anything, this exercises my reading and enunciating and speaking in public, I suppose, even though it's just me in my office / living room right now. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope the fan wasn't annoying. I hope my voice isn't annoying. I think it is, but I think everybody hates their own voice. So that's what's going on. And we'll be back tomorrow, probably just about the same time, 6 Eastern, 7 Atlantic. And yeah, I am an Extra Life streamer specifically for Sick Kids Toronto. You are here on Twitch, Risen72. Updates, questions, find me on Twitter while Twitter is still around. Also at Risen72. Risen72 on Instagram. Also Threads. I should probably make a thread. Is that the terminology? I don't know. I haven't done anything with it yet. I'm on Threads, and you'll see a link also to my Facebook fundraiser page, my Extra Life page. You can make donations right through there. Any questions about donating to me or anyone in Extra Life, please reach out. I'm more than happy to put your mind at ease, answer your questions about how donations work, If I don't know the answer right off the top of my head, I will get you that answer. So please reach out in that case. Spread the word and existence of Extra Life. Become an Extra Life streamer yourself. Everyone, in one way or another, is touched by cancer, unfortunately, and even children's cancer. So, for whatever the reason, if you're a gamer, become an Extra Life streamer. It is a fantastic organization. I love everybody I've been in contact with and met through Extra Life, people I've talked to on the Sick Kids Administrator side. It's just my Toronto team. They're all amazing people. Psych Diver Jimmy, what's up? Yeah, so it is a fun time. It is a great community to be a part of. The internet can be very tough, and Extra Life people are the safe part of the internet. That is for sure. So become an Extra Life streamer. Join the family. But otherwise, that is it for me today. Thank you all. Have a great evening. If it's very hot where you are, drink lots of water. If you have an air conditioner, park in front of it. If you don't, set up fans. Do whatever you can. Try to stay cool. Lights off. As few electronics as possible. Probably not an ideal day for me to actually do any kind of stream with my TV, PlayStation, and computer on, but what are you going to do? That's what happens. I decided this was the weekend. I finished my break. So, here we are. Anyway, see you tomorrow. So long, everyone.